What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Faisal Al-Edaily, and today we're going to be talking on how to find the surface area of a cuboid. So the surface area is basically, you have to measure all of the sides area. So basically this side, which is the front side, for example, we measure it and then we add it with all the sides, which are like the back, left, right, top, bottom. So let's just get right into it. So now, how do we do this? We have the length and the width and the height. It's 6, 4, 2. So the front, it's this one. So it will be the length, which is this, times this. This is basically just this, 2, because it's the height. So it's the length times the height. 6 times 2, that is 12 yards squared. So let's do 12 yards squared. Or 12 square yards. Now the back, you can see that the back is basically the same as the front. So you can just do another 12 yards squared, square yards. And then the left here, let's do the right because it's more visible. So we have 4, which is this width, times the 2 here, which is the height. So it's the width times the height. So that's 8 yards squared. 8 yards squared. And then another 8 square yards, because this right one is basically the same as this left one. And then top, it's the top. It's 8. 6, sorry, not the 8. 6 times 4 here. 6 times 4 is equal to 12. Or sorry, not 12, 24 square yards. And then the bottom, of course, is also 24 square yards. Okay, so now let's add these up. 12 plus 8 is 20, and then another 12 plus 8, that's 40, and then 24 plus 24 is 48. 48 plus 40 is 88. That's not an 8. 88 square yards. So the surface area of this cuboid is 88 square yards. There it is. That's the answer. Let's do another one. So we have the front, which is 3 times 1. It's just 3. 3 square inches. And then the back is the same basically because it's the same. So we have 3 square inches also. And then the left will be, let's do the right because it's more visible. So we have 2 times 1, which is 2 square inches. Both are 2 square inches. So let's do 2 square inches and 2 square inches. And then the top, or the bottom, is 3 times 2, which is 6 inches squared. So 6 square inches and 6 square inches. So now let's add these up. So 3 plus 3 is 6, plus 2, 8, plus 2, 10, plus 6, 16, plus 6, 22 square inch. So the surface area of this cuboid is 22 square inches. Let's try another example. Third example of the day. Front is 5 times 1, which is 5. I'm not going to write square feet for each one. Back is also 5. Left or right, let's do. First, 3 times 1 is just 3. So both are just 3. Top is going to be 5 times 3, which is 15. And then bottom is the same thing. And then the total will be 10 plus 6, 16, plus 30, which is 46. And then 46 square feet, because the side length here is just feet squared. So we have 46 square feet. And then let's do one more example with this turn, or not this turn, like this way. So we have 8, 5, 5. Front will be 8, 5, which is 40. And then the back will be the same, of course. The top is going to be 8 times 5 also. So all of these 4 are just 40. So 40, 40, 40, 40. Left, let's do right. It's just 5 times 5, which is 25. And then right is 25 since it's the opposing face. And then let's add these up. we have 0 is plus 0 plus 0 plus 0 plus 5 plus 5. That's just 0. And then this 4, let's make it 5. 5 plus 4, 9 plus 3, 4, 13. Plus 4 again, 17 plus 2, that's 21. So we will have 210. And then 210 watts, it's going to be square miles since the unit is miles. So the surface area of this cuboid is 210 square miles. So we are done with these 4 examples. So now we're going to go into these 4 examples, which are actually the same exact examples, but we're going to do it in a different way. So here it is. We're going to do it using the formula, which you can see here down here. It is SA, which is surface area, equals to 2 times length times width plus 2 times length times height plus 2 times width times height. Now this may seem kind of complicated, but you'll see how it works. So now why is it 2 times length times width? That is because it's the front and the back, and then 2 times LH is the right and the left. So first let's do 2 times LW. So we know that this is L, which is length, and then W width, and then H height. So we have 2 times 6 times 4, which is 48, plus 2 times 6 times 2. 6 times 2 is 12, 2 times 12 is 24. And then 2 times width times height. So it's going to be 4 times 2, I think. Yeah, just 8. And then we multiply it by 2, that's 16. Then 24 plus 16, that's 40. 48 plus 40 is 88. So it is indeed the same answer we got last time, which is 88 square yards. So they both work. I prefer using the last one, the other one, because it's a little less simple, or a little less complicated. More simple, basically. So this is another example. So we're gonna have 2 times length, 2 times 3 times 2, which is 12. And then 2 times length times height, that's 3 times 1 is 3, plus, or times 2 is 6. So then we have width times height, which is 2. And then 2 plus 4, that is, and then we have length times height, or width times height. 2 times 1 is 2, times 2 is just 4. So we have 12 plus 6 plus 4, that's 22. And then square inches. And we can make sure if we want to, if this is correct or not. So if we go here, it is 22 square inches if you look at the top right. So let's do the third example with this formula method, or whatever we call it. So 2 times 5 times 3, that's like 30. And then plus 2 times 5 times 1, which is 10. I wrote the 0 first and then the 10, or 1, but who cares? And then 2 times 3 times 1, that's 6. So we have 46 square feet. That's the answer. 46 square feet. And I guess we can make sure too. Yep, at the bottom left. Okay, so now we have 8, 5, and 5. For some reason, I didn't write it. It seems like I forgot. Whoops, that's not what I wanted to do. 5 times 8. Okay. We have SA equals to 2 times length times width. So 2 times 8 times 5, which is 80. 80. And then 2 times length times height, which is like also 80, yeah. That's also 80. And then 2 times width times height, that is 50. So we have 80 plus 80, that's 160, plus 5 or 50, that's 210. And that is the same answer, I remember. So we have 210 square miles. That's the answer. So now we are done with the formula, how to solve it with the formula. So now let's move on to the Surface Area of Cuboids Championships. So this is, we're gonna have 4 examples. It's a little complicated, but it's okay. We're gonna have 4 examples. Let's go to this one first. So we're gonna do a game where I go to a stopwatch. So for example, we have a stopwatch here. Now you start it like this, and you're gonna have to solve this as fast as you can. So now what I mean by that, you're gonna have to solve it as fast as you can, and when you lock in your final answer, you're gonna stop the timer. So then we will compare our scores and see which one's faster. And then if you got the right question, if you got the right answer, I mean, you're gonna beat me. And also, I will also make sure if my answer is correct. I'll use the ChatGPT. So if your answer is wrong, you'll just immediately lose. So I'll just give you some time so you can see the example. Grab a pen and paper if you want to. So yeah, pause the video right here. Okay, so I'm gonna start the stopwatch in 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, so we have 9 times 1, that's 9, times 2, that's 18. 3 times 1 is 6, or 3, and then times 2, 6, 18, 6, 24, 9, 3, 54, 78. Okay, that's my answer, 78. Let's say it's 20 and a half. Okay, so my length is 20 and a half, or not length, my speed basically, my time. So let me make sure it's correct. Okay, so my answer was indeed correct. So then you see what your time was and then see if it's correct or not. And if you were faster than me, tell me in the comments, like tell me like first example won, second example lost, like that basically. So I can know. Okay, so that's it for the first example of the surface area or surface area of a cuboid championships, and this is the second example here. Let me zoom out a bit because you can't really see it. There we go. So I'll give you some time. Okay, my time starts. Alright, 5 times 5. Oh no. 5 times 8, 40, 80. Okay. And then 50. So 80 and 50. Next is the here. This guy times this guy, I think. What have we done? These, right, yeah, okay. 40, 80, okay, 80, 80, and then 50. That's 210, okay, 210. 33 seconds, okay. So you tell me if we beat it. I'll check that it's correct or not. So I'll be back in a minute. Timer starts now. Okay, okay. 6 times 3, okay, so the bottom and top is 36. And then 12, 24, that's like 60. And then front and 48, 108. Okay, that's my answer, 108. Let's say it's 14. Okay, 14. Let me make sure if that's correct or not. Okay, so I was indeed correct. So that's good. So I did 20 and a half, and then 34, I think. Yeah, and then 34, and then 14. That's great. So this is the last example. Pause here. Timer starts now. Okay. 4 times 2, that's 8. 16. 2 times 2, 4, 8, 24. What's next? Oh, top and bottom. 16 again. So 8, 16, 40. Okay. That's 15 seconds, basically. 15 seconds. Let me make sure. Okay, so apparently I got it right. Let's go. So the first one was 20 and a half, and then 34, and then 14, and then 15. So that's my answers, and all of them were true. So tell me if you were faster and if you won or not. So yeah, that's gonna be it for today's video. If you enjoyed it, feel free to hit the like button and subscribe if you haven't already. Turn that button gray, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.